So everybody, welcome to this KNX webinar with the topic ETS App, eConfigure, KNX Expert. Here we're going to have a very nice webinar presenting the tool from KNX Association, the ETS, as well as also the customizer apps, in this case from our KNX member Schneider Electric. I'm very happy to have this KNX member here on board today, because I think this will also have some very positive effect on this whole webinar. Just for you to understand how this webinar is going to be held, the procedure is as followed. We're going to have presentation only in the classroom style. As you might have noticed, everybody has been muted. Reason is, since we currently have quite a lot of attendees and more are coming, if everybody would keep on talking at the same time, then we would have quite a chaos. However, you are of course free to write all your questions or remarks in the chat box that you have there, and we will get back to your chat box, to your question at the end of this webinar. As for the agenda as such, the webinar is divided into two parts. First, we're going to have the introduction to the topic. In this case, it's going to be the ETS by KNX Association, and then afterwards the practical example in form of the ETS app will be presented by the KNX member Schneider Electric. At this point, I would also like to point out that we are here under a little time pressure. Therefore, please feel free to write all your questions, already stating that if we are not able to get back to your questions, no problem. You can always send us an email at the end of the webinar, and we will get back to you individually with answering all your questions. But I would say now enough for the introduction. Now I'm going to hand over to Christoph, whom you might know from all the various webinars which we have here on KNX Association, also here in order for him to present you the topic of the KNX and the ETS in this regard. So thank you very much, and I hand over to Christoph.
Okay, thanks, Christian. So I'm supposed to give you a introduction or a demonstration of ETS, and I thought this was a good idea. Or the best way to do that is to illustrate it with, let's say, in a live situation. Although live, it will be a kind of, let's say, simulated live situation. So I will use for that this special software here, which I use for demonstration purposes. So it is actually a simulation of a KNX installation where we see here an actuator, and here we see 3 sensors. So what I have done, according to that software, I have created a project that reflects that, let's say that virtual installation indeed. And this is indeed perfect for me to illustrate ETS to you. So let's do something simple. So first of all, I will prove to you that the installation as it is configured right now is not active, or well, it is active, but it is not functioning. You can see here on a green LED blinking whenever there is action on the bus, but this is not giving any result, as you can see. So while clicking all these buttons, nothing happens. So let's make something happen. Well, so what I have done though, in that regard is I have prepared a project. Also, again, in order to gain a little bit of time, so I'm not building it up from scratch, but it is good enough in order to illustrate you the working of ETS, well, to demonstrate ETS and how it actually really works. So first of all, in order to make something work, we need to use so-called group addresses that link group objects together. So here we see a representation of the virtual actuator, it is called. So it is actually this device is represented here in ETS, and it has 2 objects. So there's a left side output and a right side output. So obviously this is left and this is right. And well, let's do something with that. So what I will do is I will just link it to a group address. So let's say I'll take something from the existing list, 001. Okay, fine for me. And now this object is linked to the group address 001. Okay, what I should do then in the virtual sensor, so let's say it would be this device here. Well, first of all, let's have a look at the objects. So I have an object 0 for the left rocker and an object 1 for the right rocker. So left, right. Let's have a look at the parameters just for you to show you what the device will do. So I have a parameter that defines what the left rocker will send, either a 0 or a 1. And I have also a parameter that defines what the right rocker will send. In this case, it's a 1. So I think I'm going to keep that. That is actually what I wanted. So the left rocker sending 0 and the right rocker sending 1. That seems to be fine. Okay, let's go back to the objects. So what I need to do is to just link both of these objects to the same group address. And then all these objects are linked together and form together a function. So let's do that. So I'll just link object 0 not with 002, that would be a mistake. I'll link it to 001. Okay, fine. And then I also link this one with 001. Okay, what I also like to do is to show you this in from another point of view, and that is actually from the group addresses point of view. So let's have a look in 001, and then we will see that indeed 3 objects are involved. So that means the virtual actuator, so the left side output, the virtual sensor 112, the left rocker, and of the same virtual sensor, also the right rocker is involved in that function. So that seems to be complete. Now let's try indeed whether this is also correct. So in order to make it work, I will just start with one of the devices. Let's say we'll start with the virtual actuator. I do a full download. Device is not programmed yet. And I just wait for the instructions of ETS. So I have to press the programming button. Okay, in order to do that, I have to show the programming buttons. So this is the actuator. Okay. So this is then the programming button. It is now switched on. And then after a while, the individual address is programmed, and then the rest of the application will be downloaded. The download is now finished and was successful, so that is already one part of the story. And now let's do the second part. So I'll do the same for the virtual sensor. I also do here a full download, which also requires me to press the programming button. So I do that here. That's the programming button. It's in programming mode. It will program the individual address. This is done, and then the rest of the configuration will be loaded into the device. This seems to be okay now. So I go back to the mode where the programming buttons are not shown, and then let's see whether indeed this give us, did change something. So what I will do, I will just click this button, and I expect this left output to be switched on. So let's try. And indeed, so this seems to be the case. When I click this button, I expect it to be switched off again. So let's find out. And indeed, so it is clear that this function has now that this installation at least has one function now. And I'll guess that this was enough for you, for me to illustrate you, to demonstrate ETS. So I'll give back the word to Christian now, and then, yeah, okay, it's up to him.
Great. Thank you very much, Christoph. I think that introduction now helped us really to understand how the ETS is basically working. Also, thanks to like the simulation that we have here, to also have it like in real life. So now I would like to go to the next part of this presentation by handing over to our guest speaker from Schneider Electric. For this, I have to change the presenter, and I also have to unmute Alexandre. So there we go. So Alexandre, now we should be able to hear you. Yes, we do hear you. So the floor is all yours. Good luck.
Thank you very much for your introduction. So my name is Alexandre Bousselin. I am in Schneider. I am also a KNX member. I am also KNX partner and trainer for 7 years. My goal today is to present our new app that is available on the KNX shop since last week. The name is eConfigure KNX Expert. So let me show you first quickly a PowerPoint, and after I will do for you a real demonstration. I think it's better to understand all the parts of this software. Okay, so first of all, you know, home and building automation are growing. We really want to integrate KNX in residential and commercial building because KNX is evolutive, flexible, and we know that people with KNX installation will be able in the future to upgrade their installation step by step. So it's a very big, strong value when people want to have home and building automation to integrate the KNX system. In order to put lighting, shutters, heating, and a lot of additional things that you can provide to your customers. It can be customized or it can be more regular functions. But you know, you have a lot of possibility with KNX devices, KNX system. What we wanted to do with this app is to add a new value on the ETS. ETS is very strong, and we wanted to add something in order to help you to be more efficient and more productive on your project for repetitive projects. You know, sometimes in some projects, you would like to work on the graphical view to earn time and to be able to do copy-paste easily. Okay, so this is the target of this app I will show you. So graphical commissioning, graphical configuration, and possibility to do some copy-paste of area, of rooms, of floors. The system is keep flexible and evolutive because it's open. And we want to create a collaborative platform because sometimes in your team, some people are very expert, some people are just trained on ETS Pro. So this tool also helps to make the link between beginners and experts because you know, when you begin to work on a software like ETS, you need time to step by step learn the new features, the things, and this tool can help also to learn more and more to help to grow his knowledge in ETS. You will see after why I say this. And with this tool, we can also configure the user interface for the smartphone and the tablets because automatically you generate the user interface for our logic controllers, HomeLink and SpaceLink, that are KNX logic controllers that you may know, or you can go to our website to have more details about these devices. Okay, so to resume, eConfigure KNX is done to configure KNX installation, okay, and to configure the user interface for the user because we know that now in residential, I would say in nearly all projects, there is a need to have a user interface, smartphone, tablets, and in commercial building, I would say it's also the case in a lot of projects, you need to have a computer user interface or a tablet, smartphone user interface. So it's key to have both in this app to provide a complete solution to our customers. So the app helps you to configure KNX device here, controllers, HomeLink, SpaceLink, and KNX devices. And also you can integrate the user interface on a touch panel in order to control your installation from the wall. So eConfigure KNX app installed on the ETS Pro version. Okay, so you go to your shop online on the knx.org website, you download, you buy this app, you download it, you install in your ETS. You know our Works app, but I will show you where it is in the tool in ETS, and you can use it for your projects. Into this tool, you have a library of devices. So into this tool, you have Schneider devices, but you can also integrate other devices. So I will show you after. I will take the example of a Schneider device, but you can integrate other brands. So it's really open. And you can also create your solutions. You can create package of products that work together in order to reuse them in another project. You can create the complete installation report for your customers, very useful if you want to communicate to your customer how is done the project. You can create the bill of material, it means the list of devices you have in your project in order to ask for a quotation, for example, for your to your distributor, to your manufacturer. You work directly graphically, and I think it is the strong value of this tool, so a very good complement to ETS. I think both working together really can create a good solutions for your projects. The electrical switchboard KNX devices, so the DIN rail devices are automatically generated because it's always something that, okay, it's not really interesting for you to define the actuators. It's now with this tool, it's automatic. We propose to you the best choice of actuators for your project. I will show you. You can it's totally integrated in ETS, logical, and you can generate the complete ETS project, and you can create the complete user interface for your customer. Last slide, very important for me, because the goal of this app is really to create a link during all the projects, from the design to the maintenance. Why? Because when you do a project, you know you are going to meet the prescription people to explain, okay, what you are going to do to answer to the customer needs. You need to say, okay, for your needs, you need to do lighting regulation, you need to do heating control, you need to have a scenario. Okay, I can do all this because I have a lot of devices in KNX. I can answer to your needs. But sometimes you want to explain more graphically how it would be installed in the building. So you can use floor plan, but with this tool, you can directly work on the tool, working with your customer, working with your engineering team, specifier, to explain what is in the installation. You can commission, okay, graphically. And you can also maintain, or you can, for example, train the end customer to do the maintenance by himself. So it's your choice to work as you want, if you want to have a maintenance contract or if you want to train the end customer. But the end customer can also buy his ETS Pro license. He can buy the app, and after he can be autonomous to do the very quick and simple modification. So I think it's a good partnership with the end customer to say, okay, you can do the basic things by yourself, basic modification using the app in ETS, or for you, I can do some evolutions because I have more access, I know ETS, so I can do more things. Okay, so let's go now to the live presentation. So I am going to open ETS. So I am now on ETS. I have created a project on my ETS 5, the Mr. Smith, let's say it's a house in this case. The tool, just to remind, maybe I was not precise, it's really done for residential, small and medium buildings. And we can do, I think, both. We have feedbacks from customers that want to use it in residential, repetitive residential, and also commercial buildings for shops, for supermarket, for offices. And so it's really cover this complete scope of projects. So here I will take the example of a house. Okay, and the first thing I will do, I will go to Extra Schneider Electric eConfigure Expert. Okay, you know, so that here you can find your apps. So I am into the ETS software, okay, like every app, and into this software I have my eConfigure Expert app. 0 projects because it's the first time, let's say it's the first time I use my my tool. Okay, so here you will find project, user settings, help, general information. Alors help, it's interesting because you can find a typical project to help you to begin with the tool with really easy basic examples. You have the user guides, and you have also the overview, tutorials, a lot of things online. So you will have access here on like a website with a lot of information, video, promotional video you can use maybe for your end customer. Your user setting here, you need to decide, like in ETS, what is the long range of your of the software, of the app, and what is the language of the catalog. Okay, so you can choose between different languages, which one you want to have in your devices. If the language is not available for all devices, automatically it will move to English. And here you can put the name of your company. So my name is Alexandre. I will take my name, so Alexandre Compagnie. It's when you create the reports, automatically your name will be integrated in the report. Okay, let's go to the project. So I will create a new project, Mr. Smith. And let's say it's in France, it's my country, and let's say it's a house of 150 square meters. So maybe you ask yourself why I need to create the name of the project, because I am in the project. It's because it's when I work on eConfigure, it's not directly linked to ETS. Means it's not automatically in live connected to ETS. You need to click on a button to synchronize. That is better for the time, for the say the optimization of the use of the tool. So that's why you need to create your project, and you can jump directly here to another project, even if you are in the ETS project here. So it's something you need to learn, you need to play with it and to understand that. But it's easy because it creates a lot of flexibility between your ETS and your app. Okay, okay, let's see. You don't need to. So I will begin now. So I create the project. The first thing you need to do is to create a floor. We directly ask because it's mandatory to create a floor. You can cancel, and in this case, you need to create the floor later. But okay, let's do it now. So I will create the floor 1, the main floor of my building, maybe the only floor for this demo today. I will go to browse and I will take a floor plan. Okay, and I validate. So here I have integrated my floor plan. Okay, it's a 3D floor plan. We know that in reality it's not always so nice, but you can use also an old floor plan in image format. So image format as accepted. Today, in the future, we want to integrate also the PDF to be integrated. So you can integrate your floor plan, and if your floor plan is not really nice, because it's often the case, because we work always on the floor plan, you can play on the opacity to have maybe something not so, to erase the bad things of the plan to be more clear when you will put a device on it. On my side, I like to work with an opacity to have a clearer view of my device after in the installation. Okay, so here you have, I think, a very clear, when you know, a screen with 3 main points: the floor, the switchboard, the upload, catalog, scene, and a bar of menu. The first thing you need to do is to draw a room. It is my advice. Some people work differently, but it is, I think, the best way to work. And you need to create, you can create, I would say, different. Okay, like here I have out of the area, but I can do it like that. So I will create this room. Bedroom, well, let's say bedroom 1. Okay. You can also create a room with different size and with different form. If you have something very special, you can do it like that. Okay, bedroom 2. Let's work on the bedroom 1 for today. So I will, here you see that in the catalog, on the left, you have devices with a list of devices. Okay, so here you find all the Schneider KNX device. I will show you after how you can integrate another device. This device will be in user-defined devices. So here you can create and integrate a device from another manufacturer. There is a special tool to create your model. You need to create a model. You will see easy. You can create a model and integrate in your project. Now let's use this one first. So I will put this button. You see, if I put my mouse here, I will see the detail of this device. And when I have put the device here, I can also look at the device here. Okay, so I can see which device I have in my project. And I will put the push button here. and a push button here. Okay, and maybe I will put a push button here. Okay, just as an example to say it will be for the scenario. Second step, I will add load. So we don't speak about actuators in this view because it is the floor view, so there is no actuators in this case. You can use actuators in ambience, but in this example, I will use only loads that will be linked to actuators in the switchboard. So let's put one load, two load. Let's work only with dimming now. Let's work after. I can do more examples, but for the beginning, I will put two dimming. You can put where you want. I have put here, but maybe okay, let's put it at the right place in the building with the bed. So you have a push button near the bed, push button at the entrance. Okay, and now I will define. I click on my button and I can say, okay, I have a push button. Okay, I can change the name. So PB1, push button 1, if I like this kind of name, and push button 2. Or it's your choice. You can keep the what is on it, and you can define what you want. So for example, first button, I want toggle on off. Okay. Second button, I want dimming. Dimming. Okay. So dimming brighter. Okay. Dimming on one button. Second one, I want toggle, and I want to have dimming. Okay. Now I just have to make the link. The button. So you will see now this button will control this slide, these buttons will control this slide, and I will create a scene. So let's go to the scene here. New scene. Yes, let's say all off. Up. And I just click on the light I want, this one. Okay. Off. This one. Off. And it will be controlled by this button. So floor 1, KNX push button, tac, button 1, okay. And I will create a second scene like reading. I want to read. I would take this one and this one, controlled by this button, and it will be 50% present, or 70% for this one. And the scene behind are automatically created. I will show you after the group addresses that are created. Okay, so now, okay, let's say we have finished our room. I will do only that now for the example, and I will move to switchboard. So when I click on switchboard, I have two options, automatic, manual. So manual, you need to do it by yourself. You will choose the best actuators and you will make the link with the loads. This option, manual, is good when you work with a panel builder, and for example, the panel builder has bought the actuators before, and he has done all the cabling, the wiring before. In this case, you need to do it manually because we don't know what he has done. Automatic is when you do it at the beginning, and it's the best as thing. And you choose if you want one panel per floor, one panel for the complete building. So let's put one panel per floor, and let's start. So automatically, so here it's very simple. I have created one dimming actuators with two outputs, with dimming 1 and dimming 2 directly connected to the channel 1 and channel 2. Okay, I can change if I want. I can make the inverts if I have cable or if I have made a mistake. But automatically, it is done like that. So you have nothing to do. It's automatically done. If you want to change to 4 outputs, you can add new actuators here. Okay, you can choose the actuators you want, and you need to change after the loads place in your panel. Okay, let's go now to KNX topology. So you need after to put the device at the right place in the topology. So you can choose which area, which line, which segments, and automatically the power supply will be generated. Okay, so 0 device non-associated. Okay, so all devices are associated. And next step, last step, upload. I have all my devices. I can select which one I want, and I can configure them. So I will not show you because I'm not connected and I prefer not to lose time, but you just need to click here. You have a pop-up. So you can go to our, you will see the link where you have you can go on YouTube, you have the video tutorials to explain how you can, what is the result when you configure. But after it's just a wizard to say, okay, click on the configuration button, etc., etc. You know this process. Okay, so you have seen now how to do a complete project from the floor, passing by the switchboard to the upload. Now with this, what can I do? So I can look at the group addresses first. So if I click here, I see manage group addresses. So if I click there, I have my device, all my device connected to this link. It means, let me come back, 2 push button, 1 load connected to an actuator. So if I do manage group address, I see my dimming actuators with the group addresses and the push button with the group addresses. Okay, I can also force, if I want to force an address, to change an address, I can do it directly. If you want, for example, to connect 2 devices and you want to be sure they can be connected, you can click on the right button here, show connection code. And you can compare the connection codes. In fact, the connection code you can see here, it is linked to the communication objects in ETS. So you see here the size that you know, size 1 bit 1001, 00, and here you see 00, same size. It means that when you will connect these 2 points here, they will be linked with a group address between the 00 and the 00, and between the EOO and the EOO. So 2 group addresses will be created. And it's what we see here with the 100 and the 101. In addition, you have the scene here, and you have additional group addresses that are created for the supervision, for the user interface. Okay, and now what I wanted to show you, it's, you know the group address, but maybe you want to have, okay, I have done it, okay, how can I have more information about my project? How can I communicate to my end user? How can I move to ETS? So here you have the, we can say the bill of material or the devices part. When you click, you have the list of device of your installation. You can choose more in detail the color you have, if you want. And more important, you can generate the project in ETS. And you can export reports and lists. So first of all, let's generate the ETS project. Okay, well, maybe you have an alert. Sometimes it appears. So let's wait. So when you create your ETS project, it will create your complete ETS project behind. Alors, let me go here. You can go to the topology. Okay, so here we can see that in fact I have something. So let's delete that. And I will come back here. So up. When you generate the project in ETS, there is an information to say to you, oh, be careful. If there is device in your project, the software don't want to generate the ETS project. That's why I had to first delete all the project and to redo the creation of the project in ETS. So now it works. So let's go to, let's close eConfigure. And now you can see that the complete ETS project has been generated. Okay, with the device, so push button, push button, push button, and the switchboard. For example, if I go to this push button, so you can see that we have created the, not this one because it is the scene. Okay, so you have the group addresses that have been created and the same on the actuators. Always we create automatically a name, a very clear name with the name of the floor, the name of the room, and the name of the load and the function. Okay, for example, here you have switch object number 0, status feedback object communication number 2. Automatically they are linked to group addresses with clear name if you want to recognize in your diagnostic or somewhere the group address that is on your installation. So always the floor, the room, the name of the load, and the type of the message to directly recognize what is in your installation. Okay. Let's come back to the app. Okay, you can create the complete report. So I will export my report. Up, where it is, I need to, okay, I will put it on the desktop. You can see here that you have Mr. Smith reports, and into the report you have five things. You have the ESF file if you want to integrate if you want to use a user interface, logic controllers, a web server, and you want to do it by yourself. You have the floor plan. So you have the floor plan with the physical address. So that's very good if you want to work with somebody on site. You want to send to him the device and you just have to install at the right place. So you put the number of the device and you put it at the right place. You have the bill of material, okay, the list of devices if you want to have the list. Okay, here it's in my Excel in this format. And you have two reports, the customer and the installation report. So if you look at installation reports, I'm quick, but you will see, and there is all the devices, all the detail of the topology, the number of loads, all the device of a switchboard, where it is connected, for each button, what is controlling. Okay, this one is doing, etc., etc., etc. And we have also the customer report, where there is the same information, nearly, but also you have some place for the customer feedback to validate and sign here, to say, okay, I agree with your installation, all is okay on my side. So it's a very important report that you can use to make the link with your customer. Okay, let's go to the last part before the questions. I can speak a lot about this tool, but I wanted to focus on the main things. I will go to the user-defined devices, where you can create your own device. Or let's delete this one to be okay. So you can create, you can delete your library. So here it's really where you can integrate device from other company, other manufacturer in KNX to make, if you need to use other device. We have created the library with only Schneider because we know our device, but you can integrate other device in your library. So you go to create a device. You need to select the device you want to use. Maybe, okay, I will use a device that is inside my project. So let's use a Schneider device for this example, but you can use another device. You need to put the consumption. You need to put a label. So, okay, KNX push button x66 manufacturer. The short label, it will be the name of the device, the category, the model, and the brand. You can select the image. So let's go to you can select some image that will be used. So image will be used when you put your mouse on the device, and the icon will be used in your project. You decide when you want to have a connection point. For example, here, button 1. I will not explain all the detail. You will use it and you will see it's very simple. But let's follow the manual. It's very short manual, but I will not explain all the detail. You can put input, output, or functional here. And you need to select for general and for channel which data point will be connected. So this is very important. It will be, you know what I said before, it is the format of the thing that will be connected. It means when you connect a channel, a point to another device, automatically it creates a group address, but you need to be coherent. The format needs to be the same. So here, for example, I will put, just for the example, these things, and that's all. Now I will commit, so I will create my project, my device, sorry. So the device is here, okay. And I can put this device in my installation. Alors, you see here, I have chosen a very small picture, but you can decide which picture to use. And you can connect, if it's compatible, you can connect the third-party device in your installation. So you can use a device from another manufacturer if you want to do air conditioning, if you want to do music, and it doesn't exist in Schneider offer, you can create a device here. Today, you can create only device in ambience. You can't create switchboard device, but it will come step by step, release by release into our apps, because really we will make it live to be adapted to what you want. So step by step, there will be new release, but in the first one, you can create all the device in ambience if you need them. Okay, so that's all on my side. Maybe the last thing, just because we have 5 minutes more before the question, I wanted to show you the solutions and the advanced parameters. So first of all, advanced parameters. So here you can see that you have only the basic parameters. It means very short list of parameters, huh? Very quick to use. Toggle, switch, dimming, blind, long press, lock, unlock, okay. And you have some status of LED, but very limited. It's ready to be quick on your project because it's maybe 80% of what you use in your project. But if you want to enter more in detail, you can go on this icon and have access to really more functionality, like when you are in the ETS view. It's really create the link. Here you collect, in fact, all the information, and you can work on it. So you can do more things, more advanced parameters. In this case, you have advanced parameters here. It means that it has been configured on the advanced mode. And the last point, it is the solution. So when you have created things like that, okay, a function like that, for example, for a bedroom, you can say, oh, I want to reuse this model in all my other projects because I always do the bedroom. It's always the same model. Or it can be for a hospital, it's always the same room. Or in offices, you always do the same office. So you want to save the solution. So you do this, you create the solution, you say typical, and you save. And now this typical bedroom, you can use it in all your projects. Let's do it. I will take it there, and I will put it on this bedroom. And now I have the same model in this bedroom. Okay, I should have created, I have deleted, but I need to create the area. And now I have the same functionality here. It's very interesting because there is this example, but there is also the example of lighting regulation. You know, lighting regulation, you always have to check some parameters to make it clean. With this, automatically, you can do the lighting regulation and put it in all your projects. Here, we have also make it very quick to do the lighting regulation. So you define what you want, sensitivity, timing, lux, and you connect to the dimming, and you can save that and copy paste in all your offices. So it's also very interesting for this kind of features that needs to be reproducible and easy to connect. Okay, so on my side, that's all. I cover, I think, all the software. Maybe there is some parts that are missing, but really I focus on how to do a complete project and how can I look at some advanced tool like look at the physical address, look at the group address, create solutions, create user-defined devices, and create the report and the ETS project. So I think maybe there is some question.
All right. Maybe at this point, I also would like to say thank you very much to Alexandre for this great presentation, also about the ETS app. Yeah, as you just said, I would now, or we shall open the floor to the questions. Good that everything was presented, let's say, in the most efficient way. So we still have 15 minutes left for questions. So I would maybe like to also play the moderator here in this regard and just forward all those questions to you. So how about getting started actually here with the first question by Peter, who's asking what the programming interface is.
Sorry, what is the question? Sorry.
The programming interface.
Okay. So for the programming interface, you can use a USB port, USB gateway, or you can use IP interface to program your installation. So they are compatible. So when you go to upload, I am not connected here, but let's check. Yes, I'm not connected. Okay, so it will not work now, but normally you have a pop-up when you are connected to say which gateway interface you want to use. Automatically, it will scan if you have a gateway on the network, and it will propose to you the one if you have one, or if you don't have, you need to connect, and automatically it will appear and you can use it. So USB, IP, router, and in some case, the controllers, because for example, in our offer, we have Homelink and SpaceLink. So Homelink and SpaceLink also, you can use them to configure the installation.
Okay, good. Then I think this question is answered. Next question, also asked by Peter, was just like if the tool also does this parameter settings with plugins.
No, we don't. No, we don't integrate the device with plugins. It's not possible.
Okay, good. Marius is asking if it's working with an IP router.
Yes, you can configure a device through the IP router.
Okay, good. Before, I'm intentionally skipping this one question, but we will definitely get to this question. Nevertheless, let's go first to George's question, who is asking, in switchboard, can we add RCBs and tripping fuses to link the loads?
Oh, can you repeat? Sorry.
So the question is, like in switchboards, like George would like to add RCBs and tripping fuses. Then he would like to link those loads. They're possible.
Today, no, it's not possible, but it could be an idea. So let me, okay. No, I keep in mind, but no, it's not possible today.
Okay, good. So we keep that in mind. Frank is asking if this app is also working in the ETS Lite.
No, this app is only compatible with the ETS Pro version.
Okay. So then, like, as I see no question yet. Oh, Ayman Babeli is asking, like, if we make any change from ETS, will it be deleted the next time we can change from this tool?
Yeah, it's a very, very good question. Thank you. It's we need to keep in mind, yes, it will be deleted by the tool. It's because yes, when you do something on this tool, after if you create the ETS projects, it will be deleted, but what you do in the app. So it's good to keep it in mind. We have some ideas after to make more I would say flexibility on these points, but today it's like that. Yes. Let's see the use cases. Let's see the project, how we can improve step by step. But today, all what is done in the app will delete, will erase what has been done in the project. But there is a security. If you have a project, the tool will say to you, no, I don't want to delete what has been done. Please, if you want to delete first the project, and after I will redo the complete project. So there is no risk to lose your project, because we have done it to secure that. But yes, if you want to generate the ETS, you need first to delete the project before, or you need to open another project to create the complete project in your ETS software.
Okay, I think that was clear. Massimo is asking if he can add devices by uploading the device data bank. AKA KNX prod files.
No, you need really to use the tool I show. You need to use this tool. The only way to do it is to use the user-defined device. So you need to create the device here. After there is some. After the goal is really to play with the ETS. You know that if, for example, you have a device that you don't want to put here because you want to use it quickly. Some people I met want to use this, but not always. They want to use also ETS. So you can just, look at the physical address, look at the address, create your project in your ETS, and you can configure a part on ETS, a part on this tool. But it's really how you, depending on how you you use ETS, how you want to play. It's possible, but yes, not like you asked. So what you ask is not possible, but you can play between ETS and the app to have the better solution for your project.
All right, thank you very much. There's a question also coming from François Meyer. He's asking if this presentation is available for download. So the KNX presentation, unfortunately, there was a live demonstration. It's very hard to put that actually in a PowerPoint presentation. Nevertheless, for this webinar, it is all recorded, and later we will also upload it to YouTube, so that in case you would like to have a look at some specific topics, you can just have a look on the YouTube channel of KNX Association. All right, so then I think that we answered all questions, but I see that Mats Nordahl is asking a question. Is it possible to open eConfigure on another ETS computer with the same project?
Yes. We have, yes, totally. It's you can let me show you. So you can export all your project. You can import all the project in one time, or you can export one single. You can import one single project. So it's really flexible in terms of export import. So you need to export and send it to somebody you know, and he can import the project in his ETS. The only things you need to have the app, because the connection is done by the app. So you need to have both the app, and you can send between you the app, the project, in order to play with it. Or you can export to ETS, and after you can export and send to your colleague. But yes, it's really, really important, this question, because it's totally flexible on this point. You can already import to another ETS project, but only ETS Pro version.
Okay, good. Next question. Can you copy and paste multiple rooms at a time?
Yes, you can. Let me show you also. You can copy several rooms. The only thing is the more rooms you have, the more time it will take, because there is a time to calculate behind. But okay, it's acceptable. But here I will do copy paste. So copy, paste. When you copy paste, you have directly you see the size of the room. You put it where you want, and you copy the room. If you want to copy more than not good example to that, but you can also select both, and you copy, and you paste at the right place. But here it's not a good example because I have no place. But yes, you can do it.
Okay, very nice. So the next question is about the import of an ETS project. Is it possible in the eConfigurator?
To import ETS project, no, it's not possible. It's only one direction. You can only move from the app to the ETS, not to the ETS to the app. So it's something, as I said, we keep in mind for future evolution if we have feedback like that to see exactly the use cases. But it could be an idea to think about that. But today it's only one direction.
Okay, good. So Frank is asking about the difference between the app and eConfigure KNX Lite software. Could you please elaborate what you mean with KNX Lite software?
I can answer very quickly. So it's the difference. It's clear. So eConfigure KNX Expert is the app. eConfigure KNX Lite is a software, but also integrated ETS behind. So all are made on ETS. Very simple. Lite is a very simple version, limited. So you don't have access to group address. You don't have access to the advanced parameters. It's really, really limited. And the expert version is really more open, totally integrated in the ETS. So both versions are totally compatible, but it's just two different levels of knowledge.
Okay, good. Then I think this answers the question. Next question, will it automatically create new group addresses when duplicating a room?
Yes, it automatically creates group address, but different group addresses.
Okay, Good. Then I do not see any question, but one that we actually skipped at the beginning. And I think this is like a question that quite a lot of people are interested in. The question is, what is the price of the app?
Yes, so the first of all, the app is available on the shop now since for 2 days, I think. So it's available, and the price is €100.
Okay, then I think that we answered also this question. I also have to say that we are still very good in time. I would like to ask one last time to the audience if there are any questions. Because if there are, then you have the possibility to ask now, because we still have some minutes left.
Maybe I have one comment before other questions. So you will see on the shop that it's supported by Schneider country, not globally. So we launch step by step the tool in different countries. So look at you will see in the shop, KNX shop, you will see in which country it is supported. You can also download it in other countries. But just the support of Schneider is really focused on some country, and it will step by step grow. But it's normal, we step by step have the support trained in different countries.
Okay, good. But I also see like one more question, which is if it's suitable for big projects.
Today, I would say no. To my mind, it's more for residential, small and medium buildings. Okay, depending on the size, but okay, I would say this size, this kind of size. For a large project, for me, it's not today suitable because we don't have the IP architecture. If you look at the topology here, it's really focused on the area. Okay, you can create a lot of area. Okay, but what you will see here, it creates automatically the coupler, but it creates only line coupler, area coupler, but not the IP router as a coupler. And in large building, it's really mandatory to use IP router. So I would say IP backbone. So it is something we have also in mind for future evolution. But today I would say no, not for large building. And the second reason is that I think that for very big project, ETS is a very, very good tool. And the app maybe is not useful for you because you know ETS, there is a lot of trick you can use. You can be very fast, very quick. So for me, for a large project, it's better to use the ETS directly. But let's see how you feel. Huh? It's you test, you use it, you will see what is the size of a project you can do with this. But you have my opinion.
Okay. Good. Then I would maybe say at this point that we close this webinar. Also, I would like to thank, of course, Schneider Electric and Alexandre for presenting this nice ETS app. That was our first presentation about an ETS app, and I think that was a very successful presentation. Nevertheless, if you should still have any questions, feel free to send an email to either me or to like Alexandre. You will later receive all the information and all the contact details. And of course, should you have like any more questions about the topic, have a look on the YouTube channel where we soon will upload the webinar that we had. And having said that, I would like to also thank the audience and also thank you a lot for the attention. And as it is common in our KNX webinars, I would like to hand over to like Alexandre again for the final words before I close this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.